Oh, I live in a city of... Hey, Kojima, welcome. I'm just gonna use the city that I'm from in D&D, which is... Oh, I don't remember how to spell it. I say still. No, let's just do Nogford. Nogford, which is a city in Wild Mountain for Critical Role. I am female. So, I have already played this before, but it was A, long time ago, and B, I don't remember if it like will save my game or whatever, so we're playing it again. Oh, I don't remember what build I did. I could always check, I suppose. I think I feel like I did Mystic and Book Smart or Street Smart. Hot, attractive and charming, a natural threat. People want to either be with you or be with you. Well-read and rational, possesses a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of esoteric knowledge, and knows when to use it. Talented researcher, keen eye, observant, picks up on vibes, understands others' perspectives. Strong and athletic at the pinnacle of fitness, an intimidating presence, tough as nails. Strange and unusual, you see the threads of reality in ways things cannot. You can talk to animals. Animals can talk to you, a gift and a curse. I feel like just for me, I'd do Mystical and Book Smart. Keen Eye is pretty good too, though, I feel like. I kind of want to change my name to Hecate now, but... let's do... Let's do Mystical. Is this a scary game? It's a visual novel, and it does have some spookiness, some weirdness to it, yes. It is. I do have episode 1 up on my YouTube channel. Episode 2 came out this year, a few months ago, I think, so I wanted to play it for spooky months, so I figured I should go back and play this episode so I remember. Let's do Keen Eye. Mystical Keen Eye, I like that. Let's go. We're not athletic. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. Oh, I remember the beginning now. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are again, awake and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, but confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of her mother, your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no. He's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. Just rearrange my eyes. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Wait, what? Yeah, you know, teen stuff. I don't know about you, I never did that as a teen. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. This guy's eyes are the most unnerving thing, just We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just wanna, like, kill somebody? I kind of feel like killing someone right now. Oh yeah, all the time. What's wrong with you? I never feel that way, no. I've never wanted to kill anyone. You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. It makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Ha! This dude, I know, he's so, ugh. Anyway, she's giving birth to her son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. What a fucking piece of shit, man. Haha, that's interesting. Smart move, get it while you still can. Keen eye, do you love her enough to make this work? You were so worked up with the thought of losing her that you wanted to kill her? But now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off? And now he's just like, I don't fucking care. God, I want to kill this guy. Even if you love her. Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life, and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Yeah. Good stuff to think about. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I've been called back to my ancestral home. My mother fled from her destiny there many years ago. But now that both she and her sister have departed from this world, I can feel it calling me back. Yes! Ha ha! The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable, before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Though, actually, I had a couple buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone for once, focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his bag before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them up at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes a few new facts about who you are. I'll just take the peanuts. You take the peanuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Hate bus guy. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. Wild peanuts, yeah. The bus finally comes to a stop. Its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though, for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus, that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey there. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. A lot of Facebook references. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Also, how's the sound? Can you hear okay? Is it too quiet, too loud? Hey, Smoky Lemons, we are alive. We are alive. Praise be. It doesn't take much driving, but for the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip dialogue. Options labeled explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact. Yeah, that's right. How are you holding up? Fine. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know it's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. Really. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that one, I think. I can't believe we've actually never met before this. Yep, you have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Mystical, let's do it. I can sense a deep scar in our bloodline. A gaping maw intent on consuming itself to oblivion. I only hope we can mend it during our time here together. Great. Good for you. So the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep. Like I told you. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it, perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. As soon as you enter, you're hit with a blast of dusty air. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's beautiful, lie, it's beautiful. Cool, thanks. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Like, what? Are you like 8 years old? Why do they have to enter the scene so suddenly? Oh yeah, where they're just like from here. Oh, I forgot to put Pusheen in the background. Hang on. Okay. Pushin's been doing it. But like, what kind of— this food is like for 8-year-olds. Oh, and you can access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Oh, Some explore options that might prevent you from taking others. Someone cleans this place? There's someone in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Or maybe I'm not 8 years old. Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online though, so I wouldn't be going with you. You order just ice cream and mac and cheese online. General store? How very folksy. Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. I can feel the weight of the world pressing into this place. The mystical part is so cringy, it's so funny. As if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Let's just say awesome. I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? That damned smile achievement unlocked. That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. Alright, what's next? I don't care about the ice cream. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on a countertop. It's not a friendly cat, though. Not like Pusheen. Oh, okay, that was my nails. I was like, why did my hand look blue? Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be a pet, she'll let you know. Pet the cat anyways. Trust me, I'm good with animals. Who's a good kitty? She bites you hard and hisses violently. What did I just tell you? Come on, let's continue the tour. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. Is that a toothbrush and a wine glass? Holy shit. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It's a nasty, wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests. Are you sure this toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. But it's so crusty. It's fine, don't be so dramatic. Ew. You're good, actually. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try since we're here. Nah, I'm good. You can wait till later. Maybe you sneak out to the garden. Yeah. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Jeannie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use a dresser. It should be empty. People have died here, haven't they? I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. What's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Do you need help moving them? Tabitha eyes you up and down for a moment. No. This room is amazing. This is great, way nicer than I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. I used to sleep here. Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. Guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. Why wouldn't you just, like, show me the bedroom first so I could put my stuff down and then show me the rest of the house? This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. I always pick the keen eye / mystic options. I don't know what happened when my mom left, but that has nothing to do with me. You asked me to come here, but you're acting all pissed off that I actually came. Can't we just start fresh, now that it's just us? Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me long. Oh. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. A coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Can I come watch? What? No. The mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Hashtag girl boss. Okay. Good for you. It sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think of it as boring or exciting in the same way. I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as either of those things. It's a task. One of those tasks that use more doing. It's a healthy mindset. Seems like a good way to look at the job instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most. It's okay to just have a job. Is it though? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I had to take over the company, so I think about that other stuff I could be doing. What am I supposed to do while you're gone? There's a very demanding job I should be getting back to right now that doesn't include figuring out activities for you to occupy your time with. I'm not your babysitter. Why don't you, I don't know, go walk around in town or something until you get tired? There are historic buildings to look at. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Oh, the Jigglypuff emote, that's cute. Hey Braz, welcome. Is this a new game? This is, it's a visual novel. It's called Scarlet Hollow. I played this episode before on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to play episode 2, but it's been a while, so I thought I should replay episode 1. It's been a while. Can you take me into town? No, it's just down the hill. You can walk there yourself. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Go straight into the Forbidden Wings, settle into my room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Oh yeah, hey little Hossum. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It's quiet, but angry. You hold out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it back into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. That sounds delightful, although I'm not much of a gardener at all, so if I had a garden already, that was nice. Yeah, you definitely do that. Just not right now. Look at the painting. This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You'd never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might not have been around to see the dawn of civilization. Or it might have been around. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do right here. I don't think I forget if exploring the Forbidden Wings is a thing. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. Why can't I eat what's in here? Use some peanut butter, some jelly, brought a plate, and a knife. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge, and you already feel a deep urge to wash your hands even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Ew. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words, a liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. Why not just throw it away at this point? This substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. Eat it! Nope. Compelled by a deep primal disgust. You shove the container. I could eat it? I didn't remember that being an option. Pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Eat it. Maybe I'll play this again and I'll do. Check mayonnaise? No. Let's just take the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. Yeah. Okay, all you need now is a plate, etc., etc. Let's check the mayonnaise. You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Alright. Turn to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. So let's search the pantry. But this sure loves her mac and cheese. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. Calf's brain aspic, Teddy's favorite, serve on toast or with plain crackers. Both calf's brain and aspic are unappetizing enough on their own, and you can only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. You shut the book and put it back in its place. Examine the mac and cheese. You pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna be nice. Take the bread. You'd pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer. Gif. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is smashed up cockroaches. Great, thanks for that. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. You close the pantry door as best you can. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock NC. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Shot glass? It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Perlan, so this wasn't from her 50th. In the few stories you heard from your mom, Perlan wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Grab a plate and butter knife. Alright, let's just make her sandwich. Frou-frou doesn't like us. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. Ah, cooking by the book. Cooking by the book. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Frou-frou! The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. Alright, let's check out the garden. The garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. That's it. Cool. Okay, let's head into town. I feel like this gets us into trouble or we like end up hurt or something, so let's just head into town now. If you'd had known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though, maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy in the buzz called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. That is a very specific feeling. Oh, puppy. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Okay, people might hate me for this, but personally, I don't really like pugs. I don't think they're cute. I don't know. Just, it's not a thing. Is that supposed to be a dog? But, I don't know, like, I like dogs, but pugs are just not my favorite. Like, I think it's the eyes, and then like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I just don't. Also, like this, it's not really cute to me. They're just kind of super, like, derpy and like bug-eyed, and I'm sorry. It's just pugs are not my favorite. I prefer like huskies or corgis or like I don't know, like fluffier things with different skull shapes. Okay. You reach out and scratch him behind her ears. Her fur is soft and warm. She wheezes excitedly, digging her little nose into your palm and licking her hand. Oh, I'm so glad I don't know what I never know what voice to give her. Should I give everyone a southern accent? Probably not. Oh, I'm so glad you two are getting along. Isn't she just the cutest? With how energetic she gets, you'd never know she's 17. She's 17? That's too old for a pug. That's gotta be really old for a dog, right? It sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time I just remembered what happens. We get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be so nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Hi, I'm Faye. That's such a stupid response to that question. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? It's the only person I could think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up at that big house. Oh my god, look at the face! Mystical and keen eye. I don't know how she's doing. The real Tabitha's buried under whatever icy front she's putting on. Achievement unlock fusion, ha. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is or if she's been putting on an act her whole life. Do you think she's been up at that mansion all by herself? I'm glad you're here. You being in town will probably do her good, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. Then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Follow her. This guy's so sad. Ooh, pie! I was just playing something the other day. I was like, I really want pie. I think it was a Mori. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. What kind of pie? I don't know. Probably like something with like a good crust, or like maybe a crumble, like a blueberry crumble, or like good apple pie is always good. Pumpkin pie is good. Ooh, lemon meringue pie. Now I want pie. I think Pusheen wants pie too, but she's luckily sleeping. Hey everyone, I'm Faye. Just in town for the funeral too. Coconut cream pie? I'm not a big fan of coconut, so I can't do it. La automatia, silly. Before anyone could respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more traumatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is. As with And with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Look at this bug. As you settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of conversation around you. Listen in. Stella pets Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, 2 policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. Vivian's cute. Never thought we'd actually meet her. Looks so much like her. Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable. That haunted look. I always thought it'd go away once she finally got out of this town, but I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. Mm-hmm. A young mother and her syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you. Mommy, who's that? Don't stare, Tulip. That's Miss Tabitha's cousin. Oh, so that's why she looks so sad. I would look sad too if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. You think Tabitha's cousin is mean too? I don't know. I'll find out next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you gonna finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sleepy, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. In the far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper. Why are the strangers who wander to town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is always coal boys, punks, and whippersnappers? Whippersnappers? Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food. So that's the boss's cousin. There's that funeral this week, if I'm remembering right, for old Miss Parlan. May she rot in peace. I'll let the lady rest, Lloyd. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially before they so much as lain to rest. And if you'd been around her heyday, she'd be speaking ill too, Tommy. He's right, nastiest woman I've ever met. That Tabitha's a blessing compared to her. Curse the whole lot of them. May every scarlet burn in hell. That's enough of that. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Ah, shucks, thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. You can hit the H button to hide the text box. Oh, in case you want to look at the dog eating the bacon? Huh? Anything for you? Isn't bacon bad for dogs? Gretchen's like one of those 110-year-old ladies who's had a daily glass of wine her whole life. So why stop now? Maybe it's the secret to her longevity. Anyways, don't worry. I always keep an eye on her diet. And we make sure to only give her the leaner cuts. I gotta go in a sec. Want anything while I'm still here? Order a biscuit and coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the country. County, excuse me. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. I don't know why I gave him like a Gilmore voice. Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not until Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? Oh no, the Sunday thing's coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. This is the rural South. Okay, I'm gonna give everyone a southern accent now. A non-religious community in the rural South? That's gotta be unusual. I know. We must seem like such heathens. But there are plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Well, the building's fine, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about that guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Do you have something in mind? Something's telling me this is a loaded question. Something's telling me this a loaded question. Sorry, the small typos are funny. And you've got something in mind. Was it being that obvious? My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with the camera, and it's always better when someone else is there to... Before Stella can finish, Avery returns biscuit and toast. Biscuits. I think I'm just hungry right now. Well, I'm not really. I just want food. Like yummy food. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks. What do I look like? Why are some of the options so mean? Maybe one playthrough, if I ever play this again, I'll just be super rude. Super like... Thanks, Avery. Looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it's good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite, and melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa. This is a really good biscuit, wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Haha, oh Avery, I'm not famous. Famous? Just kidding. Not even close. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. Sorry. I'm a YouTuber. So you mentioned everyone is aircraft dead to just treat them like trash? Absolutely! Because, I'm still not ready to play that game again. What kind of videos do you do? Cool. She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Faye. It's sorry, it's just so real. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. Two Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure it's a cat. And a big one at that. Do you like Halloween? I do indeed. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog, or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, but... And I'm the one who saw the thing with my own two eyes. I like how she's got like a little Cthulhu shirt. It looks like a big cat. See? It's got those little kitty ears right up there. Maybe it's a mountain lion. No way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. I did a little video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack squat. And there's no reason we wouldn't be swimming in a river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, wait, so it did save? I played this like legit a year ago. I named myself Reika at that time, that's right. Oh, that's cool that it's I didn't think it would actually have saved my game from that long. Because I have like two different games. There's like Scarlet Hollow and then Scarlet Hollow like episode 1. But anyways. That's good to know. Okay. Alright, but what I was gonna do is like, I think Pug wants more bacon. I was wondering if maybe you would want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the— Wait, no spoilers. No spoilers. Whoops, sorry, Avery. It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Isn't that just worse Bigfoot? It's definitely one of the lesser ape-type cryptids, and one of the smellier, according to some sources. They say you should be able to spell it before you see it. I don't know about you, but I find the idea of discovering something previously unknown to be excitement enough, even if it is just worse Bigfoot. Are you still whispering about me, you douche? Oops. Oh gods. Okay. I think I skipped something, but that's fine. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Of course. It's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though, I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or? Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man. It sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about it, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. Ugh, haven't I met enough people? That's fine. We play games to not be who we are in real life. So. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. My friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. I don't understand why people say that. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Sure, you reach into your pocket. It was a good biscuit, and everything seems cool. And pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. I was being inconspicuous, Stella. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. We're gonna get into the forest part now. Hold on to your hats. Let's save real quick, just because. Okay, I'm gonna go on page 3 just so I don't run into, like, in case I want to continue this playthrough. We'll see. It hasn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel a sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. Sorry, I just love doing the Celeste voice all of a sudden now. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Kinda love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record. Since last year, at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always seems to find a way to be much worse. Leaving is the intelligent option, but this is a horror game, so let's fucking go! It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that's stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? Like ghosts and whatnot? Like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. You should keep an eye on Gretchen. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house, getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all is said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad. Why? But I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. Is anyone like familiar with the whole like cryptid thing? 'Cause I'm definitely not. I just know it's a thing, sort of. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, jeez. A lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So you want to believe in ghosts, but demons, no, just that's where you cut it? So let's hope all of that's just bunk, am I right? What about aliens? What do you think about aliens? Cryptid currency? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. We're not alone out here, but everything is cut from the same cloth. Whoa! You've got to meet my friends Kanika's mom. You two would get along. Has anything bad ever happened on these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though, I guess there was also the time I was out here alone, and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks, who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside bored to tears. Lassie, she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later and I was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hacks aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. You sure it's safe? I'm sorry. Did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well. And these trails are a ways off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. Worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff may happen to us. What? Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we're as prepared as can be. I even carry a bear mace. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? Because being as prepared as you can be does not necessarily mean that you're fully prepared. It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. It could. In my experience, all it does is make the bad things worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened, there's no going back to before this bad thing happened. And then you work on making things better. Okay, but you can't do that if you're dead. Anyway, all this is to say we're good, don't worry. That was a terrible way of saying that we're good. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. She just told me that she was fine and prepared and ready to have fun. Phew. Sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Not girly, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? This is a good practice for my southern accents. Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. Who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Another stranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. I'm not gonna offer him. Sure. You hold out the slippery bag in front of Duke. It's grown quite fragrant since you first put it in your rucksack, like the scent of old beer. But you're pretty sure that's what it's supposed to smell like. Boiled peanuts from your backpack? Nah, I'm all set, thank you. Both of y'all head back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter. I won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with the camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damned camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. But I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listen to any of it, the way you tromp around the woods at night, yelling about chunkabungas or what have you. The dog's face in this combo is killing me. It's a dog. It's a pup. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. No, see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. He doesn't know exactly what it is. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. It totally could. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. Should I cancel my subscription to Audible books? Face stream now with voice acting and the good storyline of fairness. Aw, thank you. I've been kind of proud of my narration. I feel like I've gotten a lot better since I started doing like YouTube and D&D and such, so appreciate it. And thanks for the follow, boohoo. And even those were iffy. I can't believe you got there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed. Yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. This guy probably smells like a chonga-bunga. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. Mystical. For Mystical, I'm gonna do Seren voice. Jessica. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, as if the four of you were inexorably creeping towards something terrible. If you find a mountain lion, don't kill it. Right on, Duke. Kill that mountain lion. Can't you just buy more chickens? I don't think this ends well. I don't think this ends well for you. How would you know? I go hunting in these woods all the time. Night, day, opossums, bears, it don't make a difference. Even a mountain lion wouldn't stand a chance against the ingenuity of man here. Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you go getting started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator, do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. I swear I didn't even read that. I was just looking at letters as I went through it. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. Sounds familiar. Just kidding. As Duke and Stella dig their feet in, the sinking feeling in your gut gains form and clarity. Somebody here is going to die tonight. Okay, I changed my voice. My mind. We're gonna go creepy for Mystical. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. One of us is going to die tonight. I can feel it. Now what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. A weird, bad feeling. Oh, are you psychic or something? Imagine if, during this conversation, just out of this darkness, just you know. Maybe. I do get a lot of weird feelings, especially before bad things are about to happen. I've been having more of them than usual for the past week, now that I think about it. Hush. There ain't such a thing as psychics. You're just trying to unsettle me, so I let y'all go off in the woods to film your little video. Faye, I think you freaked Duke out enough for one evening. Maybe we should leave the poor man to his wild goose chase. I am not freaked out by your friend's theatrics, but if it gets you out of my hair, sure, I'm greatly disturbed. Now run along home and stay out of trouble. Alright. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's nowhere we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. We aren't actually headed back to town? Are you sure you don't want to, watch a movie instead? We aren't going back to town? But what about Duke? I don't know how comfortable I'll be tromping through the woods knowing there's someone with a shotgun out there ready to blow my head off. His voice acting actually does add a whole level to the games. Oh, thanks. Do the bold words mean something else? I don't think so. I think that's just like emphasis, you know. I hope this doesn't strain her voice. I've got like a couple. I've got water. I've got some Calpico. I'm okay, I think, for now. We should have taken breaks. For some reason, like having something sweet is feels like better for my voice than just plain old water. Anyways, you don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been tracking out here with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long enough where he catches wind of us. There's no shaking you, is there? Oh, fine. No shaking you, is there? You just follow me until I finally relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun. And safe. The trail's just up this way, let's go. If you're doing more old rednecks, gotta swap out for that moonshine. Oh god. I'd just be dead. I'd just be like fucking just drunk, just like slurring. Just like, alright, this one looks like alright, this one looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Faye, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay a-searching, Stellars. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. Be like some of my customers this week, oh no. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? Though you and Stella are back on your own, the unsettling feeling that penetrated your gut earlier still remains. There's something wrong in these woods, though what it is still eludes you. I always pick the mystical or keen eye kind of a thing. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? If I meant stinky, I'd say stinky. Do you think you're spelling the skunk ape? No, Stella. I'm trying to tell you somebody's gonna die. No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel A-okay. A quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. That's come from your Alaskan back railroad. What was that? No need to panic. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. Get ready. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Hang on. I'm trying to remember something. In my playthrough of this originally, was it? Okay, no, that was a different game. Okay, I was trying to remember the thumbnail. It was different. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I'll bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. There's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so fast, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Well, that got my heart rate up, ready for the hunt. Same for me. How's about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, then we get right into the night's activities. I've got all the best trail snacks. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. I like the trail mix. You grab the trail mix. Classic choice. It never fails to satisfy. I like to mix my own to make sure it has the best stuff, and I use dried cherries instead of raisins. Maybe it's a bit of a controversial pick, but even as someone who's passionate about dried fruit, I simply cannot abide raisins. I can't say I have a horse in this race. It's all good, it's all bad, or it's all food. Yes, finally someone who gets it. Raisins are glorified mouse droppings. They destroy everything they touch. That's not entirely true, but I do prefer other dried fruits to raisins. It's just the texture, I think. Definitely. Any other dried fruit is better. Glad to finally meet a fellow preserved fruit connoisseur who can appreciate my refined taste and trail mix. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Nogvarut. Sorry, that caught me so off guard. It just brought back, like, bam, Critical Role / D&D. Anyway, but yeah, Nogvarut, for those who don't know, it's a city in, it's a Critical Role thing, a Dungeons & Dragons thing, in Wildmount. It's a city. Oh, okay. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Fae. It's not great. I live in a closet in a house with nope. No. A typical roommate. I live in an internet cafe. I mean, we'll just say dingy studio apartment. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And it's a mixed bag. At first it was kinda nice to have a space that was just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone and no one can let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. What's a Critical Role? Do they have merch? Do you have any? I happen to have quite a lot of Critical Role merch. Although a lot of it's back at like home. That like the first batch that I bought. I can't remember what I got though. I got like the puzzle, a dice set. What did I buy from Critical Role the first? Anyways, but yes. Yes I do. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room? When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion is a step up or a step down for you. Maybe just a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's gotta be a better apartment than that in a big city like Nogvarut. It's a small city, but I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, and this is cheap. I think. I know it's possible to have a good roommate. I know people who are great friends with theirs, but it's never worked out like that for me. Oh, that hits close to home. And loneliness is at least better than that. This is why I have stuffed animals. Yeah, that's fair. I've never really had roommates, so I had no idea what it's like sharing a place as an adult. I can see that being tough. So, what do you do for a living? I sell arts. I'm a streamer. I'm in the service industry. Student, I'm a teacher. Sell arts and crafts on Etsy. I do, or I did, sort of. I should get back to doing that. Selling, doing my arts and crafts stuff. I just haven't really had the inspiration to do so. Also, because I didn't get out of bed till 7 o'clock today, so let's do this one. I have an Etsy store where I sell assorted arts and crafts. Sometimes I'll do commissions, sometimes I'll sort of find something on the street and fix it up with a quirky design, like giving something a mustache or painting it to look like a bee. Oh, so you're an artist, and you upcycle trash. That's cool, Vi. Oh, thanks. I really love what I do now. It used to be cool, but now I don't know. Nah, we'll be positive for once in our lives. Thanks, Stella. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but you know what? I love it. It might not be much, but it's empowering to feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. I'd like to have that in real life, too. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up on what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. What about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Keeping the house in the family? Is it just you? There? Yeah, it's just me and Gretchen. My parents died a few years back. But it's okay, I've done my mourning. Life goes on, and we still get to live in our beautiful family home, just me and Gretchen. It could be a lot worse. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and interesting too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail or something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself, you see, since his family didn't have much growing up. So he learned how to hunt and trap and got damned good at it. He always made sure I had food, and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing, if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. She was smart as a whip and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of 1,600-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. But she was gentle too. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. No need to overshare, Jesus. Sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. That's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. Whoa. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. Everything else just went quiet. I could hear all sorts of wildlife just a second ago, and now it's quiet. You're right, and whatever made that sound is close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Did I click too quickly? What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it has to be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Did you guys see that in time? It was like the chicken that was like super loaded, and then like a hand came by and like took it. Get ready. What have you gotten me into? Just the best part of cryptid hunting. But let's talk about it later. If we're catching this thing, we've got to go now. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oh! What cryptid is this? That we're looking for skunk apes, but... Oh god, the monster's got you. We're gonna die out here, I love it. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. Oh, I don't remember. Do we investigate the chicken or not? Let's do it. You move towards Stella and get a closer look at the chicken. Hey Saber, my day was pretty good. Well, I didn't do anything. Actually, no, my day wasn't good because I didn't do anything. And I feel like I did a really bad job at work today, so... Whoops! Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Ew. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor. But this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. It seems like we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I'm gonna have to put in some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? Do you hear it? What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie. What's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? No, but I'm pretty sure we can hear them. We didn't see whatever did this to your bird, but I think we can hear them right now. Aw, don't tell me you're all caught up in Stella's nonsense. Can you not hear the whispering? Can y'all... Is it loud enough? Can you hear the whispering? Let's turn up the sound. Can you hear it now? Duke, I'm so sorry. We were on the trail when we found her like this. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be in another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear what Faye said? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. I thought one of them spoke for a sec. Ugh, it sounds so much worse than I remember. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Shit. I know what choice I made. Here now, I'm gonna die for the flashlight. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did. Get ready. You dive to the flashlight and swing your body towards the woods. I said aim the damn thing, quick! just grazed it, but that should make it pretty easy to track, eh, Stella? Yeah, blood trail is pretty hard to miss. Guess we know it wasn't mountain lions after all. Though it didn't look like any cryptid I've heard of either. This is gonna be one hell of a video. As your heartbeat settles, you realize that Gretchen stopped tugging at her leash. You look down, only to find an empty harness and the paw prints of a runaway dog. Wait, where's Gretchen? Where's my dog? I don't want to do the mystical one. I'm gonna say this. She must have slipped out of her harness. I'm so sorry, Stella. I tried to hold on to her. Gretchen, I'm coming for you. I'll be damned if I let her chase after those things alone. Alone, you have no choice but to follow Duke and Stella into the darkness. Guess I'll die. Go after them. You steel your nerves and run into the unknown. As you push deeper into the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. Guys? How could you? Because I know what happens. But yeah, it's sad. But the thing is, if you pick the other path, then he dies. So, I'm pretty sure. I know, we just have to keep pushing forward. Damn it, girl! Also, I think I picked that at the time because I was afraid that he was going to shoot, like, one of us or, like, something was going to grab him. And I thought that Stella could have grabbed Gretchen at the time, but she didn't, so. Are you trying to get us lost? Slow down. I'm just following the trail. Holy shit, I think we're gonna be sick. Lord, that smell. The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you, Stella, and Duke stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. At the edge of it all, an immobilized Gretchen gurgles in pain as one of the creatures looms over her. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest, and you are surrounded. Gretchen! Stella steps towards the nest. Duke pulls her back. They want us to leave, Stella. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have seen any of this. Damn. Kid is right, Stella. They're circling us because they're protecting their brood. Or whatever it is they've been planting in our animals. We have to get the hell out of here, but while we still can. Yeah, you're right, but Jesus Christ, I can't leave Gretchen like this. Duke, give me your gun. You're not thinking about... She's my dog, Duke. We can't save her, but I'll be damned if we leave her behind to suffer like the rest of these animals. You don't have to do it. Stella grabs Duke's gun and takes careful aim. Achievement unlocked, Old Yeller. Run! As soon as the gun fires, you, Stella, and Duke sprint back through the woods, the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest nipping at your heels. In the highest branches of trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. Quick, my truck's down this way! You make it to the road, but three of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. You've stolen from them, Duke. You have to give them back what's theirs. He's right, Duke. Birdie. She's part of their brood now. Is this what you want? Is this what you want, you sons of bitches? Fine, take her. Take her and leave us be. Duke, get in the truck and let's get the hell out of here. Duke, do we have to take the truck back? I can just walk. There's creatures left, I'll be fine. Stella, now's not really the time. Alright, I can do this. The three of you sit in silence as Duke drives back to town. The ride feels like both an eternity and like nothing at all. Eventually it's over, and you find yourself outside of Stella's house. So yeah, that's the forest. Is it spoopy? I've seen this before, but yes, this is a spoopy visual novel. Gretchen could have driven you home. Help, I have an exam in a month and it needs lots of prep work. Stuff's stressing me out and all I want to do is laze around. How do I get myself to prepare for the exam? Um, I would say like block out some time for you. Like during the day, just say like from say like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. you're going to use this time to study or prep, and then like if you make yourself a schedule to like and actually like focus on sticking to it, like study at this time, take a break this time, eat, study, have this much time for goofing off, that could help. Like planning out your day ahead of time. I'm pretty bad about like trying to get stuff done when it feels like there's a pile of it in front of me, or like if you delegate things into like smaller chunks that you can get done kind of incrementally instead of looking at like a big whole project. You just look at like smaller steps that can help you progress as well. But it's different for everybody what works for them, so those are just suggestions. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Anytime. But Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what were those things? I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them. But I got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. I'd better go check in with Bo. He'll be worrying about me. You and your friends stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but, well, no point in talking about the butts. Just look out for yourselves. Take care, Duke. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally have reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. Call her. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Text her that you're okay. Your message sits unread. Yikes, Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. I guess she must be worried about you. God, what a mess this night's been. So sorry about Gretchen. There's nothing we could have done. I just have to accept what happened and move on. She was 17 after all. It's not like we had many years left. But why did it have to happen like that? It's my fault. I should have grabbed her. Hey, you were in an impossible situation and you made a difficult choice. It's done, and I'm not going to hold it against you. Neither of us needs to go back and relive that moment. Why on earth did you ask? I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you ask Duke if you could walk back? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. What do you make of everything we saw? I don't know. I haven't seen or read anything about anything like this. Although, maybe. We've got to find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. Her place isn't far. We should have it over now before it gets any later. Sure, why not? Let's keep this nightmare going. I feel you, Faye. I really do. Tonight's been tough. But Mrs. Forsyth is good people, and if she can find us some understanding, she can help us understand what we're dealing with. It might give us both some peace of mind. Let's go. Tabitha texted you to see if you wanted to go on a date in the dungeon. Oh god. I hope she's still awake. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Stella, I think someone's watching us. She turns to look. Faye. Jesus! Welcome home. Whoever this is, its presence has chilled you to your soul. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Faye. Is it okay if we come in? You and Mrs. Forsyth briefly lock eyes. So blinding and overpowering is her aura that just looking at her feels like staring directly into the sun. Her gaze pierces entirely through you, and in that moment, you feel wholly known. And then the moment passes and you only see the middle-aged woman before you. Of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Faye. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Stop offering the boiled peanuts. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know that she died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. I never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about that woman. It's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do. We need your help. Yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? We ran into some creatures out in the woods, these things. I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. One of your little videos. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? My eyesight and hearing's not what it used to be. I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Could you get the kettle? Okay. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh. It's Stella. Hey, Stella. And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? I was helping Stella with the video and film a video in the woods and something terrible happened. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead and sick animals on the recording. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. Press and play. Silence watches over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? Did you film it? Was that Gretchen at the end there? Stella, where's Gretchen? I'm gonna take responsibility for it. It's my fault. I was holding the leash and she got away from me when those creatures surrounded us. Stella, I'm so sorry. Hey, Sailor Moon. It's okay, I'm fine. I just want to know what did this to her. Unfortunately, if those creatures are what I think they are, what happened to Gretchen is but the start of something far more sinister. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on. This is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Faye with all this taily-po crap. She just lost her dog. Have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Sybil holds her silence. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Stella, whatever those things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the nest? What were those growths? I saw something living in that chicken. Squirming around in that chicken. Gretchen will come back as final boss? Maybe, we don't know. Maybe it's some sort of parasitic larval stage, part of their life cycle? But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten completely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know. It's getting late and I should let Faye get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hacking and running through the woods in terror. Tired of shit. I can keep going. I can stay out. I'm still wired. I'm a night owl. I'm nocturnal as fuck. I slept all day today. It's so bad. Okay. Maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see you. I should have saved before it. Oh well. Bye, Faye. It's excellent iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there. Both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Should I stay over? Let's stay over. Thanks for the offer. Sleepover! I'm terrified of being alone tonight. Yeah, no kidding. I can't say I was looking forward to it. I feel bad about Gretchen. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. Slumber party! Achievement unlocked. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Make yourself at home. Are you gonna be okay after what happened with... I'll be okay, Faye. But I don't want to talk about it right now. Who's that guy outside of Sybil's? I've never been snuck up on like that before, and there was something about his presence that chilled me to my soul. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. You didn't have to do all this. You know you didn't have to do all this, right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the gas room is finally getting some use. What do you make about all this? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there, and they're doing something horrible to the local wildlife. I know that some things Sybil said were a little wild, but she is right, and they are an omen. Maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. It couldn't hurt to poke around town. I have the time. there's no rational explanation for weird, white, distorted, pale monster things. Agreed. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right. She'd probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Faye. I'll see you in the morning. You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? I called you back. I called you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I have no idea what you're talking about. Look, I got suckered into something. Sorry to worry you. The Stella girl had me come with her on this night hike to find cryptids. So you met Stella then. That explains everything. She's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe, and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend. It's a nice thought. But deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs. And that's, I believe, episode 1. This art style is kind of right, isn't it good? It does such a good job of like setting things up and like with the atmosphere and the kind of sense of like wariness and dread. And like it does a good job of like just disturbing you just in the slightest.